Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? The biggest talking point in Saints camp so far has obviously been the quarterbacks. It's just a transformative year. Drew Brees is retired. They went the veteran route with Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton, then Derek Carr. Derek Carr's retired. You all know the drill. They've drafted a quarterback each of the last 3 years. Haener, Rattler, then this year, Shough, number 40 overall, the highest they've drafted a quarterback since Archie Manning in the early 70s. I mean, you all know it by now. And so this has been a camp that has afforded us the opportunity to kind of look at a quarterback battle unlike any we've literally ever seen, certainly in my lifetime. I mean, I wasn't alive in 1972. So when you're thinking about the way this is pacing out with a new coach, a new starting quarterback, we haven't had this type of conversation in camp before. Like, not in my career, certainly. So obviously that's what everybody's going to talk about. Now, Ellen Moore has also been at spots where they've had established quarterbacks. He was in Dallas, they had Dak. He was in LA with the Chargers, they had Herbert. He was in Philadelphia, they had Jalen Hurts. So this is new for him as well. It's fair to mention that. Like, this is a new thing for him. And on one hand, in respect, it's kind of cool because you get the ball of clay and you get to mold it how you want. The other part of it is, like, it requires a lot of patience because the New Orleans Saints have a grand total of 0 wins from starting quarterbacks on their roster. There is no quarterback on the roster that has ever won an NFL start. That is daunting when you're trying to find someone who's going to go win games for you next month. Anyway, but Kellen Moore, as he's been asked about this throughout fall camp, hasn't really had much to say about it. Like, for example, Muse, throw out arbitrary Kellen Moore soundbite about quarterback.
Yeah, quarterbacks did a nice job. I think all of them hopped in there, did a really good job. I think, again, as we talk about the focus, there's the physical component, but then there's the operation, and really keen on seeing those guys operate at a really high level.
Did he tell you anything there? Yeah, got it? You got it all?
I heard the word operation. That's
focus
it.
and operation, high level. Muse, throw out arbitrary Kellen Moore soundbite number 2.
Jake did a nice job. I think it's important for all those guys to get different exposures and be around different players and different settings and situations. And so I feel like all those guys responded. I thought this was our cleanest operating practice, which certainly you expect being the third day. But
okay, maybe a little more. We found out it was the third day.
Third day.
Muse, do we have another arbitrary Kellen Moore? Arbitrary Ellen Moore. Soundbite number 3.
I think Tyler's done a nice job. He's communicating at a really high level. He's making good decisions. As we go through, we'll just continue to evaluate each and every day. These guys will grow every day. And
they're going to grow every day.
Every day.
One day they'll be 6'4". The next day they'll be 6'4 1/4. The next day they'll be 6'4". Unless if you're Jake Haener, you'll be 5'7 1/3, then 5'7 1/2. No good.
Man, come on. No, it's good. It's funny.
Mean, he did put out a glamour shot as a rookie.
Multiple.
He deserves to be clowned for all there. Do we have any more? I
got one more.
Okay, Muse, if you an arbitrary Kellen Moore quarterback, arbitrary Ellen Moore. Quarterback soundbite number 4.
Yeah, those guys done a nice job. Spencer's really decisive, plays confident. He gets the ball out. He's done a nice job, and Jake's done a lot of the same stuff. I think these guys, they've played a little bit more football over the last couple of years, and so their experience, obviously, they can lean on, and they're doing a nice job.
Okay, I'm not poking fun. I am a little bit with the Ellen Moore thing. And with making fun of Jake Haener's height. I'm poking fun a little bit at that. But overall, the point being, he ain't saying nothing because I don't think there's anything to say. You're talking about 3 dudes, none of which that have won a start in the NFL. There just ain't much to say. If he goes to a podium, so to be clear, like, I'm defending Ellen Moore here. Like, if he goes to a podium and is gushing over these guys, and then you go into the preseason and they all really struggle the way I think you would expect those guys to struggle as they're sowing their oats in the NFL, like, he's going to look foolish. So he should be vague. But it's made it very difficult to decipher anything. Well, Moore did an interview with SiriusXM. Was this NFL Radio? It was SiriusXM NFL Radio, and they asked him about a timeline for naming a starting quarterback.
Yeah, so we're beginning early in training camp, rotating the three guys and giving them all different opportunities. And really, ultimately, the reps are balanced. And so we're trying to get these guys with as much exposure as we can. We know as we shift gears towards the Chargers' first preseason game, we're going to have to narrow the focus, create a little bit of a pecking order, and then from there, we will adjust. And whenever we make that decision, obviously, the sooner you make it, awesome. But if it takes us all the way through training camp, we'll take it all the way.
Okay, that's probably the most context he's given, and I can really appreciate that. Like, yes, you would love to have a very clear leader so you can make a decision so your starter can get all of the starter reps. Like, none of these guys have played. I mean, Spencer Rattler played a handful of games last year. Jake Haener has seen mop-up duty, and Tyler Shough has not played at all. So the faster you can identify someone and get them all of the first-team reps, the better, clearly, because they all need them. But you can't rush making that decision. Practice tells you one thing. Preseason games will tell you more. But if you are looking at the reps, how you heard Kellen Moore say it there, how they're trying to divvy up the reps, hat tip, I've referenced this a bunch to Ross Jackson. He's done an awesome job at LouisianaSports.net. He is charting literally every single rep that each of the quarterbacks has taken in training camp so far. And this is their passing totals. Again, they did not practice on Friday. They had the day off. Spencer Rattler is 61 out of 83 with 8 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and he's thrown 3 interceptions. So 61 out of 83 is 73% completion. That's really good for Spencer Rattler. Jake Haener is 9 out of 12. Jake Haener is 52 of 75. That's 69% completion with 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. And then Tyler Shough is 34 out of 58 for 58% completion with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So again, just if you're playing this out, you can take this, Paulie. Rattler has 83 passing attempts. Haener has 75 passing attempts. Shough has 58 passing attempts so far through this point in camp. So you look at it and you go, okay, that's kind of how it should be. Rattler was your starter. He's gotten the most. Haener's been there the longest. He's kind of second. Shough is the rookie who's feeling his way and getting his sea legs. He's a distant third. And it actually has played out as well. Rattler's completed 73% of his passes with 8 touchdowns. Haener's completed 69% of his passes with 5 touchdowns, and Shough has completed 58% of his passes with 4 touchdowns. So it kind of looks like that is your pecking order right now. Now, I do believe there is a long-term inevitability of Tyler Shough winning the job. They used a second-round pick on him. This staff identified Shough as their guy, and they drafted him. How long does that take? Is it camp? Is it the preseason games? Is it the first month of the season? Is it the first season altogether? I don't know. But what I hope is however this works itself out, you just want one of these guys to establish themselves as a viable starting quarterback in the NFL. Because the only way the Saints are going to get themselves out of this mess where they are, where they have the worst roster in the NFL. It's not my opinion. That's ESPN did their ranking, and they had the Saints as the 32nd ranked roster in the NFL. And that's not unfair. But the only way you're going to get out of it, draft well to where your draft picks become starters, so you have starters on rookie deals, and hit on a quarterback. Because if you hit on a quarterback, then you have that quarterback on a rookie contract where you can then go pay veteran free agents as you reset your cap to build a roster around your young talent that's capable of competing to get into the playoffs and hopefully make a run. Because if you hit on a quarterback, eventually you're going to have to pay that quarterback. And when you do that, it's going to throw your cap situation into it's just a much more challenging cap situation. Ask the Cincinnati Bengals. They've had to decide, do you pay Jamar Chase? Do you pay Trey Hendrickson? Do you pay T. Higgins? Like, when you have to pay Joe Burrow $500 million, it complicates things. So, figure this out and go on your run while you got one of these guys on a rookie deal. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.